Chapter 2, The Rumors. When Mother Van Hal returned from the pasture 15 minutes later, her orders had been carried out. Pierre was in the pasture, the hens were shut up for the night, and the pig, who had been squealing with hunger, was now grunting with satisfaction over her evening meal. Fidel was gnawing a bone, and Father Van Hove was already washing his hands in the pump beside the kitchen door. "You're all good children," said the mother as she sat down with her brimming pail and took her turn at the wash basin and soap. "Jan and Marie, have you washed your hands?" "I have," called Marie from the kitchen. "And supper is ready and set on the table." "I washed my hands in the canal this morning," pleaded Jan. "Won't that do?" "You ate your lunch this noon too," answered Mother. "Won't that do? Why do you need to eat again when you have already eaten twice today?" "Because I'm hungry again," answered Jan. "Well, you are also dirty again," answered Mother as she put the soap in his hands and wiped her own on the clean towel which Marie handed her from the door. She cleaned her wooden shoes on the bundle of straw which lay for the purpose beside the kitchen door, and she went inside and took her place opposite Father Van Hove in the little round oaken table by the window. Marie was already in her chair, and in a moment Jan joined with them, a beaming smile on a face which, though clean in the middle, showed a gray border from ear to ear. "If you don't believe I'm clean, look at the towel," he said, holding it up. "Oh, my heart!" cried his mother, throwing up her hands. "I declare there's but one creature in all the world that cares nothing for cleanliness." She seized the grimy towel and held it up despairingly for Father Van Hal to see. "Go and wash yourself properly, Janky," said his father sternly, and Jan disappeared through the kitchen door. Sounds of vigorous pumping and splashing without were heard in the kitchen, and when Jan appeared once more, he was allowed to take his place at the supper table with the family. Father Van Hal bowed his head and prayed. A clatter of spoons followed the grace, and Mother Van Hal's good buttermilk biscuits were not long in disappearing down their 4 hungry throats. The long day in the open air had made children so sleepy that they could scarcely keep their eyes open through the meal. "Come, my children," said their mother briskly as she rose from the table. "Pop into bed, both of you, as fast as you can go. You are already half asleep. Father, you can help them with their buttons and hear them say their prayers while I wash up these dishes and take care of the milk." She took a candle as she spoke and started down to the cellar with a skimmer. When she came back into the kitchen once more, the children were safely tucked in bed, and her husband was seated by the kitchen door with his chair tipped back against the wall. Mother Van Hal cleared the table, washed the dishes, and brushed the crumbs from the tiled floor. Father Van Hal sat in silence as she moved about the room. At last he said to her, "Leonie, did you hear what our neighbor Mays said tonight as we were talking on the road?" "No," said his wife. "I was hurrying home to get supper." "Mays said that there are rumors of a German army on our frontier," said Father Van Hal. His wife paused in front of him with her hands on her hips. "Who brought that story to town?" she demanded. "Jules Veerhurst," answered her husband. "Jules Veerhurst?" sniffed Mother Van Hal with disdain. "He knows more untrue things than any man in this village. I wouldn't believe anything he says. Besides, the whole world knows that Belgium shall be neutral ground and has been bound itself solemnly to protect that neutrality. I learned that in school, and so did you." "Yes," sighed Father Van Hal, "I learned it too, and surely no nation can have anything against us. We have given no one cause for complaint that I know of." It's nonsense, said his wife with decision. Belgium is safe enough so far as that goes, but one certainly has to work hard here just to make things meet and get food for all the hungry mouths. They say it is different in America. There you work less and get more and are further away from meddlesome neighboring countries besides that. I sometimes wish we had gone there with my sister. She and her husband started with no more than we have, and now they are rich. At least they were when I last heard from them, but that was a long time ago, she finished. Well, said Father Van Hove as he stood up and knocked the ashes from his pipe, it might be that they have more money and less work, but we've lived here in this spot ever since I was born, and my father before me. Somehow I feel I could never take root in any other soil. I'm content with things as they are. So am I. For the matter of that, so am I, said Mother Van Hove, cheerfully as she put Fidel outside and shut the door for the night. Then taking the candle once more, she led the way to the inner room, where the twins were already soundly sleeping.